Alright. We got... I thought it was a smaller build today, but I opened it and still had... It had 9 bags. But I think I'll be able to go through it pretty quickly. It's the Phantom Menace Brickheads. So there's Jar Jar, Anakin, Queen Amidala. Oh no, I don't know his name. Obi-Wan and Darth Maul. What is his name? Captain Panaka. I apologize. And it came out of the bag in this order, so I assume that Jar Jar Binks is first. Oh, it says bag 1. Okay, so he is first. But before that, I went to Ujimaya the other day again, and I got more of these wafer stickers. I was trying to look for other ones that I haven't seen before, but they don't have new ones, unfortunately. I got these ones that I want to open before we get into it. Just as a reminder, that last time... Sorry, I was getting these. Last time we got these. So we got just a normal one, we got Ayanami, and then we got the secret one. You can't see because it's not in focus. We got the secret one, which is the Unit 13 Awakened version. So these are our records so far. I'll put it here. We got 2 new ones, two more to open today. Let me get this one. But essentially, I just don't want repeats. I mean, if we can pull another secret one, I guess I won't complain. But don't want repeats, and then I don't really want her. That is all my requirements. I mean, there's... What is this? There's 31 of them, so... I think chance is on our side. Let's go with the first one, the red one. See what we got. Let's see what we got. We got Shinji. I assume this is a normal one as well. Does it say? Yeah, it's a normal one. What does it say? Hajime de Homelareru no ka Urashii to omotta. He is the third the pilot of the Unit 1. Alright. That is cool. This is actually the first one on here, so that is cool. I guess I should make it focus. Let's see. Okay. So that we got Shinji. That's the back. Yeah, it's the first one, which... Not complaining, again. Put him here. Alright, second one. See what we got. Alright. We got the big three. Some crumbs on it. We got the big three. We got Asuka. Kodomo ga hasha iji de baka mitai. Sorry, it's got some crumbs in it. Okay. Wait, so we got one. So Shinji was one, and this was. Oh, we got Ayanami's second, or number 2. We got number 3. Very cool. It's another normal, but actually I'm not complaining because we got the big 3 and we got consecutive numbers, I guess. Yeah. I am happy with these pools, and I should stop. I should stop gambling, but I am going to put them here. I'm happy with these pools. Satisfied, very. Very happy with the pools. And they will stay here. And I will eat the wafers later. Alright, let's start with Jar Jar. I do wanna talk about what I watched last week. I really do enjoy talking about them because usually I just I have a spreadsheet of everything that I watch, and I organize them by year. So like each year I'll be able to see how many series and films that I've watched. So it's all in like an Excel sheet. And I rate them on a scale of 1 to 5. So I will be able to look back and see what good ones I've watched this year and what not so good ones I've watched this year, and everything is personal opinion. And I rarely rate something less than a 3. Because less than a 3 for me is pretty bad. Like, and usually I rarely think that a film or a series is bad, because someone put effort into making it, so I'm not gonna like, but sometimes I do think when I think that watching something had wasted my time, that's when I think it's bad. But again, rarely does that happen. But yeah, I just like to look back and see what I have watched, how I rated them. And honestly, just as a record that what I've watched, because sometimes I don't remember that I've watched something. I have very bad memory. Even if I rated something high, I may or may not remember what had happened in it. But typically they would fall in a 3 to 4. 3 to 4 is typical for me. The high 3 is a pretty good. And then over a 3, so like a 4 to 5 is very, very good. Like, I would recommend, like, worth the watch to everyone. And there may or may not be special reasons on why I rated them, or um, why I rated them over a 4. But over a 4 is very good for me. Let's see, what did I watch this past week? Oh, I watched a movie and a series. So I want to start with the movie first. Why is it not cooperating? Oh, before that, I wanted to share that I mentioned this a couple weeks ago. I got invited into to a baby shower, and I didn't end up going, even though I said that I should, just for to be social. I didn't end up going, mainly because I kept procrastinating on getting a gift. So by the time I realized that I need a gift, it has passed. So but aside from that baby shower, it was thrown. Oh, almost forgot how to talk. Thrown by the couple themselves. But we had a surprise baby shower that happened at work today, so we were still able to like do a little bit of fun things, and then I did remember to get a gift for the one that we had at work. So, but I wanted to, because I was saying that I have never been to a baby shower. I have no idea what to get. I knew I wanted to get like kids books, so and I also didn't want to just get something from Target. Feels kind of, I don't know, I want something more special, I guess. So I went to the bookstore, and actually it was really nice because I just was out there by myself. I don't usually go out much, especially by myself, but it was nice. It's just a bookstore, and I went on my own, and I had to stop myself from buying stuff for myself because I still have books that I have not read. And I realized how much of a like kids, like, and I don't mean like young adult, but like kids books. There are so many, and I had a hard time deciding what to get. But I went with 2 books, and one of them I went with just like it was cute, and that's why I got it. Let me see. I have a picture. This is the first one that I got. It is Little Mouse Learns Shapes. A peep through book. Is cute. It's a little rat or a mouse, I guess. It's got like shape cutouts in it. But yeah, that is the first one. So I went with one that I just thought it was cute. The second one I went with the classic. So that was that. But yeah, I just wanted to share because I did miss the baby shower, but I did end up getting a gift that I think is good and that I hope they that's it. Oh, what was I saying? Oh, I was wondering what I watched. Um. He got his face. Got Jar Jar's face. I know he gets a lot of hate, but I don't hate him that much, I guess. I mean, I don't have particular feelings about him, and that means I don't hate him. And actually, I know this is probably, well, I know this for sure, that it is unpopular opinion, but out of all the trilogies, so like the main movies, the Phantom Menace is my favorite one. I do. I actually really do like young Anakin. Plus I don't know why, but maybe because that came out when I was young. But I think the what is it, the prequel trilogies gives me a lot of nostalgia, and maybe that's bonus point. But I do enjoy the prequels I enjoy the prequels the most out of all of the trilogies. And out of all of the movies, I like Phantom Menace the most. So the whole fan base is gonna get triggered. That's why I don't really call myself a fan. But that is my opinion. But getting back to what I wanted to say. I keep getting sidetracked. Let's see. I watched a movie. Okay. So what was it? I shared last time or last week or 2 weeks ago, I forgot. I shared that I watched A Foggy Tale, which is recent movie from Taiwanese film. And there was also another one that got onto Netflix very recently. That is Double Happiness. It's called Shuangxi. It's a very literal translation. It literally means double happiness. And just like A Foggy Tale, both of them are very well received. And so like there was a lot of discussions on it recently because it just got put onto Netflix, and I am very grateful that they are also available in the US. American Netflix. I'm grateful that they are available. So I watched that. Obviously spoilers. And I will say that I will rate A Foggy Tale much higher than this one. But I don't know. I guess I'll need to talk through it to know how I'm gonna rate it. But definitely not higher than A Foggy Tale. But still worth the watch. The premise is very simple. The main character, a guy, he's getting married, and because his parents are divorced, and the dad doesn't want the mom to be there, and because of that, he decides to hold 2 weddings ceremonies in one day. So that is the premise, is that he is doing this, he's doing two, weddings in one day because of his parents, and that's why it's called double happiness. It's the double wedding. And it was done, they had like it planned within like 30 minutes of each other, so it's like completely hectic, very stressful. Actually, the entire movie is very stressful. How did they want this leg to go? Like this? Look at his toes. Those are his toes, right? I think so. Look at him, he's kind of cute. And look at his toes, though. Look at those toes. Kind of freaky. Kind of freaky. Jar Jar's toes? Maybe? Maybe not? But maybe? Let's stop harassing him. That is one down. He is so cute. He can stand here. Alright, next up we got young Anakin. Okay, back to... Yep. Two weddings in one day within 30 minutes of each other. And I think another interesting setting the movie had is that the main character is a chef at the hotel that the wedding is being held. So like he's kind of, you know, used to it, and he knows everyone that is help working the wedding, essentially. And so aside from the, you know, the plot of him holding two weddings in one day, there was also that element of being able to be kind of behind the scenes, because he's a chef and he was, obviously in charge of preparing the food at the wedding as well. So there was behind the scenes of that, plus like his dynamic with his co-workers slash people working the event. So I think that is an interesting setup that they had there. Yep. Yeah, and then it goes kind of, a lot of flashbacks, showing his childhood and, his trauma with the parents, a lot of complex feelings that I'm sure people with divorced parents would be able to relate. I think I've heard, I've heard and seen some discussion on the film, and I think having that experience with divorced parents does change a lot. And I mean, same with any other media that people consume. If you're able to relate to it, it's gonna be very different. But yeah, I've seen people discussions on this that, from perspectives of people with divorced parents and people without. I think it is going to make a huge difference here. And I think for myself, because this main character, his parents got a divorce or separated when he was very young. Not like young enough to not have memories. So like I guess maybe like when he was, looks like maybe 6. ish. So like not old enough to really understand what is happening, but old enough to remember it and old enough um have, certain feelings towards it. So again, an interesting setting for that. But I don't personally, for me, I don't have that experience. My parents were still together when I was young. But they had separated um after I am a full grown adult. So um I think that experience on its own, like having your parents separate after you're an adult, is a different experience on its own. But it is not the one that the main character had in this film. So I don't have that experience. And I can really only relate to it perhaps partially. So that is very subjective to my experience. But aside from that, it shows a lot of traditions. It shows a lot of Taiwanese wedding tradition that some of them I know, or some of them I'm familiar with, some of them not really, because I have not attended a lot of weddings in my life. When I was little, I may have attended weddings like for my parents' friends, but really, I was really too young to understand what's happening. I was just there for the food, and because I was told to be there. And after I'm full grown, I've only attended one wedding of like my friend, and it wasn't very traditional anyway. So, yeah, I don't really know a lot of traditions, for weddings. So, it was interesting to see. I think anytime that, and this goes for any type of media, like traditions, culture are incorporated, I appreciate. Yeah, so love to see that. And plus, you sort of have a little bit of a culture exchange with the bride is from Hong Kong. So there's a little bit of a difference, not a lot, but there was a little bit of a difference with the culture there. So that is interesting to see. But obviously, there is going to be drama. So even though the goal is to not have the parents see each other and find out that there's two weddings and then both, they're each attending one. So the goal is to not have them figure that out, but obviously, we all know they're gonna. That is how the movie has to go, or else there's no movie. Or there's no story to be told. Anakin's face. Cute. So the entire movie is extremely stressful. Just FYI, it's gonna be very stressful. Because, like, obviously, things keep going wrong, right? That's how you make things interesting. Yeah, that's all I wanted to say, is that the entire film is very stressful. Yeah. Yeah, this is sort of like a drama comedy kind of genre, which I don't watch a ton. But I think the setting of it, but I think the setting of it and the plot is pretty unique. Like, I've haven't seen something of this nature or similar. But again, it could be that because I don't watch this kind of film a lot. Plus it's refreshing to, like I said, have that setting as the chef showing us behind the scenes of the wedding. And sort of the cultural difference and the presentation of the traditions of the wedding. So I think having all those elements pretty well done, I will say. Yeah, I think that is all for that. If I have to rate it now that I've talked through it, what did I rate A Foggy Town? Definitely over a 4, I remember. Actually, I can just look at my Excel sheet. What did I rate it? I rated it a 4.4, so pretty high. Double Happiness. Does it deserve a 4? Yeah, I think I'll give it a 4. Definitely not as high as is it not going in? Definitely not as high as A Foggy Tale. Not to like the two films are very different in nature. Like they are not at all in the same genre, in the same era. But it's just because that the two came out on Netflix pretty much together, and so that's why a lot of the discussion is surrounded comparing the two. So not to like compare the two though, but I just think that oh, this one is not great. Why? Okay. I think A Foggy Tale has much more nuance, and a lot more complexity in it. That is, I think, like if you can only watch one, I would recommend that because of it. Again, I would recommend both, actually, but I just wouldn't rate Double Happiness as high. Yeah, I think 4. I think 4 is good. 4 is very high in my books. And we're almost done with Young Anakin. I know people hate on Young Anakin, which I feel bad, but I like him. Alright, and now we got his stand. And we got Young Anakin. Not much going on with his body, but I like his little goggles. Very cute. Alright, who's next? Who is next? We got Queen Amidala. I think there's gonna be 2 bags for her. I also really like Padme. We will not elaborate. The other one that I watched was an anime that I found on Netflix. When did it come out? I don't remember if it's... I think it's like fairly new, but not new. It's Oku. And also, I didn't realize, when I talked about Mononoke last time, the movies, I forgot the name of it, but, I forgot the name at the time, but, the movies were also set in the Oku of the Edo period, which it's kind of like a palace for the shogun, but the Oku is where, the wives, or I guess the wives of the shogun lives. But the Oku in Mononoke is more traditional. This Oku that is in this series that I watched this past week is kind of like a what if alternate timeline of history. So again, it's set in the Edo period, ruled by the shogun. Premise is again very simple. There was this disease pandemic, you would call it, going around that only men can get. Only men will get the disease. It is very deadly. You pretty much die within a couple days of getting the disease. And there's no cure for it. So the premise is that pretty much male population has declined dramatically. And so women are having to pick up jobs that traditionally was done by men. And because there's, guys in the family pretty much dies off. So the females of the family started to inherit like businesses or just family stuff. They can't really say takeover, but they start to be the leader of the family. I hesitate to say that it turned into matriarchy because well, I'll talk about it. Again, obviously spoilers. And I think it is very interesting because the series starts... Well, the first episode is sort of like a now, if you could say. Not like, obviously not 2026 now, but it is a future from the main plot So it's sort of like a now, and the shogun, which is now female, just was wondering how it came to be that way. And so she, starts reading the sort of like the journal of the history of Olku. And that's when the main plot begins. So like it rewinds to the beginning of this pandemic. And so I think the setting of this is very interesting, and I think it is actually a good choice to do it this way. It's not entirely like an alternate universe where the entire Japanese society is a matriarchy. I think if they had set it up that way, it would have been a completely different story, and they would have explored a completely different theme and topic. But because in the beginning it was still a very traditional patriarchal society, and they had this change, and people are having to adapt to it, and there is this struggle to change, struggle to give up power to women, and obviously it was so long ago, right? So those traditions are still very ingrained in people's mind. Even the women of society, some of them, are still opposed to women taking over businesses and stuff like that. So this is a very interesting setting. Instead of setting it in a completely alternate timeline where it is a matriarchy, it is set in a patriarchal society that was essentially forced to let women take control of society. And again, spoilers. In the end, all the new rules that was set up by the female shogun in Oku was set in the hopes that one day they will return to having a male shogun. So even in the end, like, the patriarchal mindset is still very much ingrained in the minds of the people and in the society as well. So they didn't really, oh, next bag. Oh, I hit my head. Ow. So like in the end, like I think people were still kind of struggling to accept that women has to take over out of necessity. Obviously there is change. There is change made. But it is not like a simple thing of like, oh, in the end it became a matriarchy and women became the head of the household, stuff like that. There is still that struggle. So I think this alone is a very interesting setting of the story. That, instead of it being a constant and just an alternate universe, it is a change that was presented. So that is the first thing. So yeah, kind of a role reversal, but also from the perspective of a traditional gender values. And there was still hope to return to patriarchy in the end. There is a romance element in it that I don't really care for. It is a pretty big part of the story, but I'm not one to really care for romance. Especially if like the entire the genre is romance. I'm not really into it, but I think this is like a mix of. I think the romance it's a big part of it, but it's not the main part of it. The romance part is first, like I said, the first episode is kind of set in the now, where the female shogun looks back on how society has changed and how it has came to that point. And then it goes back to the very first. So it goes back to like when the pandemic started, right? Male population starts to decrease. The last shogun dies without a male heir, but he leaves a female heir. So that's when the first female shogun come to existence. And because well, first, a traditional oku is essentially all female, and they are not wives of the shogun, but they sleep with the shogun and produce children for the shogun, essentially. So in this instance, a female shogun had taken over. There's no other heir. There's only one female, one princess. And then, obviously, they need an army. And so that prompted them to sort of have a reserve of male, because now that men are so scarce, you could call it, they're so rare, that the oku now wants a reserve of men, in case they need to go to war. But the other thing is also that there now is no male heir, so the princess, or the female shogun, her goal, or her mission, I guess, is to give birth to a male heir, or to give birth to any heir, really. So instead of a traditional oku, which is filled with females, now we have an oku that is filled with men, that is there to sleep with the female shogun. So that is very interesting. And at first they did not disclose to the public that the old shogun had died of that illness, and that a female shogun had taken over. They were still kind of hiding it, if you could call it. And so everyone who enters the oku, or becomes part of the oku, and I mean, this is pretty much the same, or maybe it's not, but for the traditional is that once you enter the oku, you pretty much is going to die there. They don't want anyone telling people outside that there is now a female shogun, because again, their values are still traditional, patriarchal, male dominant values society. They don't want people to know that the old shogun had died. So at first they're still hiding it. So like the romance starts like they so like sort of like the head of the Oku, if you could call it. I don't know if she's officially the head of the Oku, but she is finding suitable partners for the Shogun to sleep with. And essentially she forces this monk to go to the Oku to make babies with the Shogun. And she does that, obviously, not just this monk, but the main character is the monk. And it's also interesting because the monk, like, he obviously refuses to do it because, you know, he is a monk. He's not going to sleep with anyone. He's not going to grow his hair out. But he was essentially forced. Kidnapped. So what can you do? And so the romance happens between the monk and the Shogun, so like they eventually fall in love. My nose is itchy. They eventually fall in love, so I don't really care for the romance part. But I think the monk is the big turning point for the Shogun. But yeah, the whole movie kind of not the movie, the series kind of explores the first generation of female Shogun, like changes that was made, and the gradual evolution of society, because they eventually announced that they had a female Shogun, so now everyone knows, and no one could really oppose, because out of all the samurai families, like, no one, like, most of them don't have a male heir anymore. Even those, like, you know, people with statuses, they now have to have a female heir. Just really out of necessity. No one is no one objected, but it's still kind of like a shock. But yeah, so like they eventually announced it, eventually became a norm, and expectations. But like I said, even at the end, people pretty much still think this is temporary. That female shoguns are temporary until the male shoguns can take over again, or the male population can recover again. But I think it is very interesting. I think it is, I think I can say this is like more realistic than if they just like turn completely matriarchal. Look at her. She is so cute. Yeah, you still see like people like, oh wow, like obviously the shogun is very smart, very capable, and you know, you still see people like surprised that she has smart ideas, but it just starts to, you know, again, out of necessity it becomes a norm, and the oku becomes males only instead of females only. My nose is so itchy. And instead of like prostitutes or female prostitutes, men become very desirable, because male or female heir, like I think most people's goals at the time is to have heirs, male or female. So I think without men, the women are not able to make babies. So men become sort of valuable, But also, you know, they can't go out to work because they are afraid to catching the disease. So now they are sort of just being protected at home, not really allowed to do anything. The only valuable part about them is their deeds. So some of them start to make money that way. You get paid to have sex with women because women wants to get pregnant to produce heirs to the family. But that is Queen Amidala. Cute. Okay. She can stand over here. She is so large compared to Anakin. Or compared to Jar Jar. Maybe it's her hair. Who do we have next? We have Captain Panaka. I think he's gonna have 2 bags too. Oh, and the other thing, important element of any animation is the style, which can't say I'm in love with the style. It's just kind of average, I'd say. Nothing like nothing really stood out. Nothing outstanding or spectacular. It's just sort of like an average usual style of animation. So yeah. I think on that end maybe a little disappointing, but I don't know, maybe that's not what they're going for. So yeah, art style wise, I give it a meh. But story wise, very interesting. I just think it is so clever that they had that setting. And the way they approach it is honestly pretty realistic. And in the end, they even said, like, you know, women, like, they didn't, like, sure, they took over, maybe they had more power out of necessity, but their roles didn't really change. They are still responsible for obviously giving birth. They're still responsible for taking care of children, and do the cleaning, everything, plus the work that men would have traditionally done. So it's not like the guys are staying home and taking care of the children. The guys are just staying home and doing nothing. Typical, but again, I do it kind of realistic. If you think about it, it's not even just like, oh, in the end the role reversed. The men is even in this situation where they're pretty much useless if they're not gonna do anything. They are seen as extremely valuable because they are so rare. And because if the parents or the family members are willing, or if that individual is willing, they can make good money selling their body. So yeah, I think it's an interesting approach, very interesting setting, very clever way of approaching gender norms of society. yeah. Um, I would recommend Oku. It's on Netflix. It only has 10 episodes. And it's like a typical 30-minute episode, like any anime. Except the first episode. The first episode is a little longer. Um, the first episode is set in the future of the main storyline. So at that point, they're all used to the Oku being filled with men, that they all know that the men are there to serve as the partner of the female shogun. But one of the reasons that prompted this, sort of asking why or what happened of history, is because they were discussing like foreign affairs, and it came up that they have to hide the fact that they have a female leadership. And so the female shogun is like wondering why, because at that point it was already the norm for them. And in the past, like the main plot line, there was also the discussion of like, okay, now we have a female shogun. We need to move I think it was the Portuguese, farther so they don't discover that we have a female leadership, or else they will see us as weak. And so like, even though over time it becomes more of a norm for Japan, they are very much aware, even though they may not know why, they are very much aware that they need to hide it from other countries. So years past, the future shogun knows that they have to hide that from other countries, but she doesn't know why. Like, that has been lost, and so that was that was one of the reasons why she was curious, and she went to look at the journal of the history of Oku. And the other thing is that in the future, so the first episode, the first episode talks about the main guy being selected to have sex with the female shogun, essentially. He was selected to what is the right term? To have sex with the female shogun for the first. So like, it's the first time that the female shogun have sex. So that was that selection. And she chose the main character, obviously, or else there is no story to be told. So this guy was selected to be her first sex partner, essentially. And there was a tradition that... Oh, next bag. There was this tradition that the first sexual partner of the shogun has to die. They have to be killed after having sex. And kind of like any tradition, you don't really know why. You just know that it is how it is. So that was the other reason, like, kind of looking back at, to find out why things are the way they are now. And I won't spoil this because you will eventually find out why that rule was set, that whoever have sex with the shogun first has to die. So you will, if you watch it, you will eventually find out about that reason. And you will also find out why they kept a journal of the Oku. Because before, you know, before the female shogun, there was no sort of record keeping of what happens in the Oku. Yeah, so you'll find all that out. And yeah, very, very interesting. I don't know how to rate it though. I just wish the style, or they give a little bit more into the art. I think that's my main complaint. I don't have, like, aside from that, I don't have much complaint for the plot or the storyline or the characters. I'll give it a 3 point. A 3 point. 3 point. I'll give it a 3 point. A 3 point. I'm debating between a 3.8 or a 3.9. I think I'll give it a 3.9. I can't do a 4 because of the style. Personally, that is a big part of any media. Film, animation, or not. And it is ultimately an art form. So the art of it, I unfortunately, in my heart, is very important, and I think it just it is lacking a little bit. I'll give it a 3.9. Got his face. Don't got his side of his head though, yet. He's got a lot of gold pieces, which, no, I don't see a lot. Like the top of his, what is it, like his hat? Around here is all gold. And we got, oh, the side of his head. And his feet left. And his stand. And we got Captain Banaka. Definitely remembered his name. He got a tiny little gun. Tiny little gun. Cool guy. He will stand over. Oh, it's getting crowded over here. He'll stand over here, right next to Padme. Oh, we got two more. We got Obi-Wan. Oh. Beverage of the day is Trader Joe's Limeade. I like Trader Joe's Limeade. Well, I like really tart things. I also do like Costco's lemonade. But I think it's not as tart as I wish it would be. And I think Trader Joe's Limeade is a perfect amount of tart and sweetness. Yeah, I don't go to Trader Joe's super often. But there are things that you can only get at Trader Joe's, so I go when I need to. Like maybe once a month. Because it's also not the closest grocery to me. But I got so like I'm not typically like a big dessert kind of person. But I've been getting like popsicles from 99 Ranch. What was it? The white rabbit, like the candy white rabbit. They have popsicles as well. And I remember a long time ago I had their popsicle. The original one. I forgot where I saw it. Was it at Costco? I don't know why I remember it was at Costco, but a long time ago I had their popsicle that I really liked. And since moving back, I saw at 99 Ranch that they had the popsicle again, but it was chocolate flavor, not the original one. So, and I keep like every time I check the dessert aisle, and they only have the chocolate one. They don't have the original one, which I think the original one is better. But yeah, because of that, I started to like try different popsicles. There's one Japanese popsicle that I really like as well. It's the blue one with it's like, what is it, like the marble soda flavor? I don't know what it's called exactly. But it's the marble soda flavor. And it's blue. So I've been trying more desserts lately. And then I went to Trader Joe's and I wanted to get something sweet as well. And I think typically for Trader Joe's dessert, I would get I really like their the lemon bars. They're frozen and then you just defrost them in the fridge. And it's like pretty good lemon bars. Like obviously not as good as like bakery lemon bars, but for something frozen, like it's really good. So I think that's my number one dessert from Trader Joe's. And the other ones, I mean, I haven't. Again, I'm not a super big dessert person, so I haven't tried a lot. Other ones that I have gotten is the mochi ice cream, which doesn't have to be Trader Joe's. I think you can get it from anywhere. But the thing with mochi ice cream is that I feel like kind of expensive. Because like in one you only get 6 mochi, I think. I just think it's kind of expensive for what you're getting. So that's why I don't usually go with the mochi ice cream. But this time I got something new. I haven't seen this before. I don't know if it's new. But it's new to me. It's the s'mores bar. So it's and it's frozen too, just like the lemon bars. It's frozen and then you defrost them in the fridge. But it's like it's got like graham crackers and as the bottom layer, and then a layer of brownie and then a layer of marshmallow. And on the package it says that you can heat them up as well in the oven. I don't have that time every time I want to eat something sweet. I guess you can probably do it in the microwave as well, but I'm too lazy to do that. So I have not tried it heated up, but I can imagine it being good heated up. So I've only had them cold from the fridge. I think the marshmallow, and maybe it's because it's not heated, but the marshmallow doesn't taste like a lot. But the brownie part, I would say, is like kind of bitter, so like not too sweet. The ultimate compliment, not too sweet. Because it's kind of the bitterness of the chocolate is still there, so I think that is pretty good. But overall, because the marshmallow is like a giant part of it, I think it's just like average. Saying it's average as I consumed the entire packet in one sitting. I don't think it's something that I would get next time. Like I'll get it maybe once in a while, but it won't be my first option. I also got the lemon bars though. Because I haven't had them in a while. The lemon bars I can eat the entire box in a sitting. Which I probably should not do. Got one more bag for Obi-Wan. Obi-Wan. They were also when I went, they were also giving out samples of the key lime pie. When I go grocery shopping alone, I don't really try the samples because I don't want any interaction with anyone. But because I like tart stuff, the key lime pie did appeal to me. But I didn't try it because I didn't want to interact with people. They were giving samples of the key lime pie, but the key lime pie is like, it's frozen and it's an entire pot. It's like, it's not Costco size, but it's like a good, like, regular pie size. So I didn't get it because I don't know if I could finish it. It did look good though. What other things? I would also like to try the macarons. I have had the Costco ones, which I imagine is pretty similar to the ones Trader Joe's had. But I don't know, maybe it's just like the price. I don't think it's worth it for what I'm getting. I typically, well, I've never gotten them because of that. Oh, they also have the what is it? They have also a whole New York cheesecake because I don't like cake in general, but I do like cheesecake. So that's also something I would like to try, but again, it's too big for one person, so I've never gotten it. I think I have also had their what is it? Ice cream sandwich. Which I don't think amazed me in any way. Occasionally, I would crave a ice cream sandwich bar, but typically, grocery store ice cream sandwiches are only good enough to satisfy the craving. But real good ice cream sandwich would be from like an actual cookie shop or ice cream place if they do make their own cookies. There's this one ice cream / cookie place. Oh, it's so long ago. In the college town that I went to college for. I don't know if they're still there, hopefully. Because they have the college I went to, that city, they have their own ice cream that we're known for. And that particular cookie / ice cream store carries their ice creams as well, and then plus they make their own cookies. So now I'm hungry. We got the back of his head. We got his hair clip thing. And we got his side hair. And now we got And his lightsaber. And his stand. And we got Obi-Wan Kenobi. I don't have any... I'm sorry, you have to stand in front of... Anakin is kind of small, so he's gonna get blocked. Well, he'll stand behind everyone. And last we got Darth Maul. Oh, and I got this when I went to In-N-Out. What was it? Last week? It's a sticker puzzle thing. They were giving these out while we were waiting in line to order. Let's do this. We just gotta match the number on the tile. Number 2. Number 3. Number 4. Oh no, it's not, it's crooked. Number 5. Number 6. Number 7. Number 8. Number 9. And that is all the numbers. We got the smoothies and the burger and the fries playing sports. Very nice. And it says, scratch and smell the strawberry shake. I probably can't smell anything right now because of my allergy. Oh, it smells like strawberry. Oh, it smells so good. Actually, it does smell like strawberry liquor. I'm gonna keep this on my desk so I can smell the strawberry anytime. Well, that was a little detour. Sorry. I was sipping the Trader Joe's limeade. What else do I like from Trader Joe's? Must get from Trader Joe's. They don't always have it, but they have the shrimp spring rolls. sometimes. I would get that if I need a quick lunch. Because it's pretty good, and I mean you can't really mess that up. And like if you can't really go to a Vietnamese restaurant to get those, Trader Joe is pretty convenient. What else? Obviously they're frozen food. I do try to avoid getting too much. Not because they're unhealthy, but because it's just not economically wise. They do add up pretty quickly. And the price to like their volume, it is cheaper to get ingredients yourself. But frozen, I do. Ooh, I remember one time I got their one of the pizza or like flatbread kind of stuff. I think it is from Trader Joe's. One time I got it and there was a piece of hair. Not like it wasn't even on the pizza. It was like embedded into the cheese. Like, and it was a very long piece of hair too. And it was like, imagine like you're making the pizza and your hair falls onto the cheese and you put it in the oven and the cheese melt. The cheese melt, and then the hair gets like partially embedded into the melted cheese, and then it cools down so the cheese hardens, and now like you can't get the hair out because it's melted into the cheese has it is now one with the cheese, the hair. So like before I put it in the oven, I saw it and I was trying to get the hair out, but it wouldn't come out because it's now part of the pizza. Like every time I try to pull it out, only like it would break, like the hair would break, like only the part that is not embedded into the cheese would come off, and the rest is still inside the pizza. So I had to, and I wasn't about to waste the whole pizza because of a piece of hair. Like it's fine, I'll live. But it does change, perhaps mentally. My opinion on the pizza has changed without tasting it. Oh. My allergies been so bad today. But yeah, that was my experience with a Trader Joe's pizza slash flatbread kind of thing. And I have not gotten one since. Perhaps you can call it traumatized. It was just, it's so long and it was so fused together. It was just like a piece that like I just took off, that's fine. But it was so ingrained in it that I could not forget it. And it was so long. It was very long. It was a long piece of hair. And it didn't taste very good anyway. Perhaps because of the hair. But overall, yeah. I'm missing a piece. Am I missing a piece? Did I? Oh, I see. I see. Oh, I see. I put the wrong piece here. What else? A long time ago, I used to get their. We used to get their pasta, frozen pasta, quite often. I sometimes still do get it, and I think they've come out with different pasta since. Sometimes it's good. Sometimes I would get it. If I feel like I need a lazy meal, I will get it to put in the freezer. What else? We used to also get the frozen, what is it, soup dumpling? The ones with like the tray with like 6 of them. It's just convenient. It's not particularly like good or anything. I mean, it's like decent for frozen food, but just not anything good compared to what you can get outside. I used to also get the fried rice a lot. I stopped getting them, maybe because we were getting it too often. But, what else? I think their Indian frozen food is pretty good. I got a paneer. I don't know what it's called. The spinach one. But I used to get their Indian food, Indian frozen, like the one that is just like a tray with like half rice and half curry kind of thing. Those are usually pretty good. But the thing is, again, it's the portion's kind of small. So that's why nowadays I don't really get them anymore, because it's just not enough. I may get it once in a while just because, but don't typically. We got Darth Maul's face, and I am glad that it is printed piece. Always welcome. Got his little horns. Are they horns? Or do they have a name? Hopefully I didn't offend him. This weekend I'm still deciding on what games to play. I do have some stuff that I have purchased while they were on sale that I have not played. But when I look at them, like, I don't know, I just feel like I need to be in a particular mood to play certain games. And I just have not been in a mood to play any of those games, even though I bought them. And if I bought them, it must have mean that I like them in some sort of way. But now I'm not in the mood to play them. I do really enjoy the horror game that I played on Sunday. And also the Chants of Sennaar, the puzzle game. Those two great games. I'm kind of in the mood for horror, but I don't have any horror in my backlog. Plus, I look back at the VOD and I realized the frame rates were dropping significantly, and I mean, obviously it's my laptop, but I don't know if it can handle those kind of games. But I want to. I am in the mood for more horror. Which I guess it's not a rare mood for me, but I am in the mood for more horror. I will look for more horror and see if I can find one that is to my liking that I can play. I do want to play the first one of the, what is it? The Cursed Bridges that I played on today. But I want to see if it goes on sale, so it's not my top priority. I want to see if there's other horror games that I can play. And we got Darth Maul. I love Darth Maul, as I have talked in length about the series. Bikes are so cute. Oh, that was pretty quick. We got... No. Well, we got our sticker. Very satisfied with the big three, by the way, even though they're normal. And now I shouldn't purchase them anymore, because I'm afraid to get duplicates. So I am stopping here. Stopping while I'm ahead. We got Jar Jar Binks. We got young Anakin. We got Queen Amidala. The largest out of all. We got Captain Panaka. I remember his name now. And I will forget very soon. Obi-Wan Kenobi. And lastly, we got Darth Maul. But that is all. I did want to do a shorter one today because I've been through a lot at work. So, but I'm glad. I think building and streaming is relaxing to me. So, I'm glad that I did it. But yeah, this weekend I'll find some games to play. Hopefully I can find a good horror game that is to my liking or I'm in the mood for. But we'll see. But that is pretty much it. Let's see what we got. We'll do an outro song, and then I will see you guys on Saturday. I don't think I have any plans for Saturday, like outside of stream. So I don't think I have anything on Saturday. Yeah. All right. Goodbye.